Bitcoin with a massive couple of weeks here. It went from back in the beginning of September, $53,200 all the way up to just last week, $66,500. Today we have the monthly candle close and we just had a weekly candle close. So we got a lot of stuff to go over as far as the charts go. We're going to look at Bitcoin, the altcoins for others market cap, and look at the macro drivers as well too. So starting off with Bitcoin, we are at a point where that weekly TSI cross is right on the horizon here. But if we look back to last year around this time, we saw how we had a U-turn, we had a little pop up, but then we had one little move down before ultimately going into up only. So this could be the week where we have that move down, and then starting Monday, October 7th, that week, we would start our up only. So this week, as far as I'm concerned, is a little cause for caution. There might be a tiny bit of a pullback before heading up to a potential new all-time high for continuation. Right now, we got rejected from that 786 here. You can see at 66,329, which is from our high back in June to our low that we had set in August. We need to get above that level. But right now, we're still in some good positive territory because we are above that weekly 21 moving average, that purple line right there, which is at 62,824. We are above this micro 786 at 62,200, as well as we're above the Pi Cycle MA, that red line there, which is at 61,629. So right below us, we have a ton of concrete support right here where we need to maintain above. And if for some reason we can't maintain above that level and we do come down, it would have to be a quick move down fast. And our lowest that we could go is that 1 week 50 moving average, which is at $56,303. So we have those levels right there. And then we have our resistance that we need to break above, which is at 66,329. And then if we can get above there, we have our macro 786 from the high back in March to the low in August, which is at 67,621 right here. And then we have our descending resistance from all these highs over here, which is around 69K. And then we have the purple MA on the snakes, which is at $70,700 right there. So now I'm going to get rid of this. And now we have our concrete support. We have our concrete resistance, I would say, is right here. And really, we're just stuck in this in-between zone right now. Looking at the short-term kind of daily chart, the momentum and where we're at, we are starting to curl over a bit. We're starting to cross down. But just like back in July, we did have a little cross down and then we had one more move up and then we came down. If we actually compare to last year in September, we did have a move up. We came down, we went up a little bit more, came down, and then we had a big move up. So really like where we're at as far as the TSI goes on the daily chart, we do have more room to run. We can get all the way up here before really having some short-term caution. So it all just really depends on if this is going to be the true move to bring us to new all-time highs heading into October here. And looking at that weekly chart, seeing that cross up or getting close to it, we do have a potential, reset of the momentum for prices to get up to a new all-time high. But it does seem like if we were to do that, we're going to put in some bearish divergence. So if we do see a cross up and we get up to these levels over here with the TSI and prices go to a new all-time high, we're going to have some bearish divergence here, and that will be a cause for concern, and likely that will be the blow off top. The macro top will be in. So I believe the next move that's going to happen out of Bitcoin, in my opinion, not financial advice, will be the blow off top and ultimately the macro market top. And where could prices go? We have a potential breakout of this bull flag that brings us all the way up to 125K. We also have the 4236 extension of the 786 that we already had broke above here, right at 130K, and then the 786 that we got rejected at. But if we can break above, hold that support, and take out these highs, is right at 133K as well too. So that looks like it's going to be our gravitational zone that we could come up to upon breaking to a new all-time high. Looking at the monthly chart for Bitcoin, we do have prepare to sell soons. No sell now yet, but when we do get that sell now, I mean, every single top in Bitcoin with that sell now has been the macro top. We don't have a sell now just yet, but we got very close. If we didn't have a good September, we're likely going to flash that sell now. But it does look like we're at this stage where we're going sideways with the TSI, and we're going to start to curl up like that. And that could be for the next handful of months here before then crossing down for us to get that sell now signal. So the monthly chart is still intact. We're at that, basically that 50 line for the stock RSI. We want to maintain above there. If we cross down below there, it's no good. So we need to have October have some follow through, because if it starts to get shaky and we start to just drop back down to where we were, we'll see that stock RSI go through that 50 line and the top could already be in. So October is going to be a big month for continuation, and October has usually been a solid month. They call it Uptober. So we need October to pull through again this time. Looking at the macro drivers, the dollar on the monthly chart, we're seeing the blue heavily come up here. When the blue's above the pink, you have bearish negative momentum. That's what we want to see out of the dollar. As you can see, back in 2020, when we had the blue come up here, we had a meltdown in the dollar. Back in 2017, blue came up here, meltdown in the dollar. We're seeing that again. We're seeing the stock RSI on the monthly chart, very high time frame, crossing back down below that 50 line, and the TSI looking like it was going to cross, and now it's melting down. So it's everything you wanted to see, and it's very reminiscent to every single other bull market in crypto in 2017, 2020, and now in 2024. So we need to see that continuation. That monthly candle close is happening tonight, and a breakdown of 99.81 will bring us to around 96, and that meltdown in the dollar will be a huge melt up in crypto. Looking at the US Russell 2000, we can see on the monthly chart we have momentum headed to that upside. As you can see, just like back in 2020, we dip below that zero line, we come up here in a big way. Just like now, dip below the zero line, come up in a big way. Just like in 2016 to 2017, it didn't go below the zero line, but got close, and we're coming up in a big way. So we still have some room for some big movement in traditional markets as well as for the crypto markets. So that's what we wanted to see. Looking at others' dominance on the right side, we're on the monthly chart here as well too. We came down from the low to the high. We tapped the 786 for others' dominance, and we had a big candle up here in September. Looking at the MACD, we're finally flipping from dark red to a light white. We have the TSI making a higher low at the moment, and it does look like it's U-turning to cross back up. Kind of like back here in 2020, we had our low that we originally set, we had a pop up, a higher low, and then December 2020 to then ultimately December 2021 was our big move up for altcoins, and then that was it. So we're at like this stage, December 2020, in comparison to right now in present day as far as altcoins go. And then looking on the left side of the screen, we have the pump dump chart, which came down to an extremely important level here just the other day. If we see a breakdown below this trend line, which we're starting to see, or we're right at it right now, if we see a breakdown below and we start to melt down like this, that is when we see the big blow off top in crypto. So we're sitting right at this moment where any moment, any catalyst could send this firing down, which will mean all the cryptos firing up. So every single time that we break down below the trend line coming down here, this was October 2023, when we broke down and we came down and melted down like this, That was our big move up until March when we started to trend back up. That was our top in crypto, and we started to trend up. So we could, and this spike up here in August was our big low that we had set, the liquidation event in early August. And then we had another one in September, kind of a double test. And now we're sitting right here, right at this point that if we break down, this could fire off the next run in all of crypto. So big moment here as far as I'm concerned, looking at the weekly chart as well too. We are starting to cross down. We just need continuation within max these next 2 weeks. Within these next 2 weeks, if this isn't crossed down, then we could have some big problems on our hands. So these are going to be the most critical next 2 weeks for continuation for this blow off top here in crypto. Looking at others, for the first time in a very long time, since March, we have a prepare to sell soon on the daily chart. Looking at back in October or even September, we had one prepare to sell soon and a sell now. We just went sideways until late October. We had prepare to sell soons, and that's what really sent us off on this big run up here. So seeing that we have one right now, really I'd prefer to wait for a 2-day one, because the 2-day one is when really we started to kick up here in a big way. We don't have one on the 2-day just yet. Looking at the 3-day chart as well too, the 3-day chart sent this up in a big way as well. 3-day prepare to sell soon. It was like, all right, we're ready to go. So we don't have one just yet, but we do have positive signs as far as breaking out of this descending resistance. You could even pull it back in like that. We already broke up above it. We have a trend line coming up like this that we've been kind of just holding as we've been moving up here, and we haven't even got parabolic yet. But we did break above this 786 here, so it's going to be key for us if we break down to hold this 786 around 213 billion there, and then we can come up here to this 786, and that's a pretty large move from where we're at currently. There's still a lot of room up. We're talking about a 33% move for others market cap until we get to that 786, and then if we break above there, the 2618 is right at the top of the hot zone, which is around 1.5 billion. Trillion for the others. So it's painting a pretty clear picture here, and that's a new all-time high as far as I'm concerned. Looking back to 2021, yeah, that's about a 3 times higher than the top of 2021. So it's painting a pretty clear picture as far as if we can get up to here, break above this 786, hold that support, take out this prior high. In my opinion, I'm targeting up here for the altcoins, but obviously waiting, not being set in stone on targets, but waiting for sell now signals along with it and confluence from other indicators. So that's going to be it. Let's take a look at the weekly chart real quick as far as the momentum goes on that. We do have a 1-week buy now as we speak on this candle right here. We have 6 days for it to close. We are getting momentum crossing up on the stock RSI, MACD, and TSI. We just need to see that pink get above the blue, and we're off to the races. Now let's look at some high time frame anomalies as far as altcoins that are outperforming. And we have SUI a week and 4 days ago, WIF flashing one right now. We have XYO yesterday. We have SEI 4 days ago, Pendle 3 days ago, Manta 3 days ago, IMX 6 days ago, LCX 3 days ago, CELO 5 days ago, FTT yesterday, and that looks about it. So very exciting stuff right now. A lot of altcoins putting big movements over the past couple months, and in my opinion, we're far from seeing more of that across the board. So that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the Discord. Link is in the bio for that, and I'll see you guys in the next video.